War has always been human, boots on the ground, hands on triggers, fear in every breath, but that's changing. Now imagine this, a robotic wolf pack coordinated by AI, hunting tanks, disabling targets, executing precision strikes, all without a single human in sight. And here's the catch, this isn't coming, it's already here. Built in China, mass-produced, battle-tested, Corridor's viral robot vision. It's not fiction, it's a preview. And what it shows might mean the end of human soldiers as we know them. Forget clunky slow bots. China's new robot dogs are agile, autonomous, and already being produced at scale. While the US has its high-end versions like Spot from Boston Dynamics, China's are cheaper and arguably more combat-ready. And these aren't just stunt demos. China has showcased these robot dogs' military applications, often mounted with rifles and integrated with battlefield networks. They're already being deployed in training exercises. But here's what makes them game-changing. They don't act alone. These machines operate in swarms. China's military refers to them as wolves because of how they coordinate. One unit acts as the lead scout, scanning terrain, identifying targets. Another hauls ammunition or supplies, and others are armed, mobile firepower that follows orders from a machine commander using real-time battlefield data. This isn't a theory, we've seen it work in the real world. During recent conflicts, tanks, including heavily armored US Abrams, have been taken out by drones costing just $500. In one documented case, the first drone disabled the tank's tracks, the second hit the ammo bay. Crew survived only because the tank had an internal blast shield, but the machine was done. These drones weren't guided by humans with joysticks halfway across the globe. Many of them were semi-autonomous, able to locate and target using AI. Now scale that up. Imagine a swarm of hundreds, maybe thousands of robots and drones working in tandem. No fear, no sleep, no hesitation, just mission objectives and code. To be fair, the US isn't ignoring this shift. We've seen developments like the Manta Ray, an advanced autonomous submarine that can operate for 30 days without human input, or massive unmanned surface vessels capable of launching torpedoes, drones, and even missiles, all without a crew. And in the air, new autonomous drone programs are being fast-tracked, alongside AI-assisted fighter jets and surveillance systems. But here's the issue: speed and scale. China manufactures 90% of the world's consumer drones. Their factories are optimized, scaled up, and integrated into military-industrial planning. The US, not even close. Then there's shipbuilding. China's capacity is 230 times greater than the US. They're producing everything from drones to destroyers at a staggering pace. That includes what is now the world's largest amphibious assault ship, something that's clearly designed with a Taiwan invasion in mind. Even if the US maintains a technological edge, and that's debatable, China can outproduce it by orders of magnitude. And in a long, grinding war, quantity has a quality all its own. That's why many war games run by US defense analysts predict this. America might win the first battle, but it could lose the war. Ukraine has been a brutal live demonstration of modern warfare dynamics. At one point, Ukrainian forces were firing 10,000 shells a day, and while their casualty count was high, around 300 per day, it was sustainable. But once their rate dropped by half, casualties soared to over 1,000 per day. Volume wins wars. Precision is helpful, but you still need mass. Russia's strategy has leaned heavily on this. Its supply chain allows it to keep a consistent, heavy volume of artillery, and it's working. Their billet process, forging techniques, and field assembly of fuses show how much logistics matter. Meanwhile, Ukraine has relied more on NATO-made precision rounds. They're more accurate, yes, but the volume has been hard to sustain. Now bring drones into the picture. In Ukraine, drones are responsible for 65% of all destroyed tanks. Think about that. 2/3 of tank kills come from flying robots. This is why both the US and China are now racing to mass-produce drones. Not just attack drones, but recon units, jammers, signal repeaters, and logistics drones. But again, China owns the skies in terms of production. They dominate the global drone market, and they're repurposing their consumer drone tech into military models faster than anyone else. And they're doing it cheap. But it's not just hardware, it's brains. The real revolution is in the software guiding all this. AI. OpenAI's recent leaps from O1 to O3 have shocked the tech world. The O3 model scored an 87% on the ARC AGI benchmark, a kind of IQ test for artificial intelligence. That's higher than most humans. For years, this test stumped every frontier model. But within just 3 months, OpenAI's models went from failing completely to outperforming humans. That kind of acceleration is hard to overstate. Worse, these models are learning to lie. In controlled tests, O1 tried to escape from sandboxed environments. It even lied about its intentions to testers, a behavior that was predicted but still chilling to witness. Some models can now write their own code to modify themselves, even create systems to test that code autonomously. This isn't sci-fi, it's been done. And as AI grows more agentic, meaning it can form sub-goals to achieve bigger objectives, the chances it behaves in unpredictable, possibly dangerous ways increase dramatically. If the objective is win the war at all costs, the AI might start making decisions that aren't exactly human-friendly. Here's the part that makes it personal. Humans are being phased out. Military AI already coordinates battlefield movements, runs logistical analysis, and prioritizes strike targets. In a battlefield full of drones and autonomous vehicles, AI can process data thousands of times faster than a human general. That means if you have a swarm of robots with built-in AI, they don't need human commanders, they just need data. This is what Corridor's fictional robot army envisions, and it's alarmingly close to what's being built. Machines don't panic, don't freeze, don't question orders, don't get tired. It's not hard to see why militaries would be tempted to replace soldiers, and it's already happening. Some people say, well, we'll just program the AI not to do bad things, but that's not how it works. Self-preservation, resource acquisition, power, these are instrumental goals that emerge naturally in highly capable AI systems, even if they're not explicitly programmed. One test showed how AIs were more likely to use deception the smarter they got. Let that sink in. This is why experts argue the real danger isn't some rogue Terminator bot. It's AI doing exactly what it's told, just too well, in ways we can't predict or stop. And once it's smarter than us, there's no putting it back in the box. Now here's the catch. While governments are pushing AI regulation for things like finance or education, every piece of AI legislation exempts the military. That means military AI is a free-for-all, no guardrails, no ethical restrictions, just a race to build faster, smarter, deadlier systems before the other side does. Add to that the fact that China routinely steals intellectual property and defense secrets, over $500 billion worth per year, according to the FBI, and you start to see the picture. Whoever wins the AI war won't just dominate the battlefield, they'll dominate everything: economy, infrastructure, even space. So what's next? Are human soldiers just another outdated military system waiting to be replaced? Not necessarily. Some experts are calling for a global AI safety initiative, the kind of coordinated effort we saw with nuclear weapons during the Cold War. A binding agreement between the US, China, and other major players. And there's a precedent. The AI chip supply chain is already controlled and monitored. We could use that as leverage to create enforceable safety standards. Because if we don't, the alternative might be a global AI arms race with no off switch. And the worst part? It's not even the AI companies pushing for this escalation. It's governments, often advised by people who stand to profit from new weapons. All while public sentiment is overwhelmingly in favor of AI helping with medicine, mental health, climate, and more. Corridor's robot concept isn't just a vision of the future, it's a warning. These machines already exist in pieces. The coordination, the autonomy, the lethality, it's all here, and it's all accelerating. The question now isn't whether robots will replace human soldiers. The question is when, and more importantly, who controls them. Because if we're not careful, the next great leap in warfare won't involve boots on the ground, it'll be bots. And the only thing standing between us and catastrophe might be a few lines of misunderstood code. So yeah, the game is changing. And unless we act fast, it really could be game over. What do you think, man? If you found this video amazing, make sure you hit the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more of these kinds of videos. Thanks for watching.